right? And take long at all. Um, we issued, I think we issued make install. Yes, we did. Everything came out okay. And now it says many users are used to using Vi and Vim, blah blah blah. So we have to create a symlink. So let's do that. So let's say link symbolic for both Vim to user bin Vi. Good. Clear. Now we have to send a for loop here. Say for L in user share man encapsulate comma all forward slash man one forward slash vim dot one do. You know it's a long build when your earphones hurt your ears. For L in user share man forward slash encapsulate comma all forward slash man one vim dot one do. Control A, Control Tab. We want to create a link from link symbolic for both vim dot one dollar sign encapsulate dir name space dollar sign L. Pop out and say vim or vi dot one. Say Control A, Control Tab. Vim dot one. Good. Control Tab. Control A, Control Tab. Let's say link symbolic for both vim1 dollar sign dir name dollar sign L to vi1. Control Tab. And we'll say that done. Good. Now, this is the link I was telling you about. This is Fluey. So if you do exactly your syntax like they're saying, hit V, tab, or Vim 7.3. See, it just doesn't work. You can say doc, it just doesn't work. Okay, doesn't exist. This says here by default, Vim's documentation is installed in user share Vim. The following symlink allows documentation to be accessed via user share doc vim, making it consistent with the location of the documentation for the other packages. Okay. But it's saying that this is actually installed in it's saying that the documentation right now is installed in user share Vim Vim 73 in doc. Okay, and we have to link it back up one. So this is not even close. Not even close. What the hell? Link symbolic for boost ls to ls. Okay. I wouldn't just screw something up with that. I don't think I would have. Link ls to ls. Okay. Alright. That'd be stupid if I just screwed up something, but I don't think I did. Let's say screwing around with Vim, and let's just do it. So let's link user share Vim 73 doc. Let's link that to user share doc Vim. We have to make this one 77 or Vim dash 7.3. Okay, that's the correct syntax. The other syntax is fooey. Clear. Control A, Control Tab. And let's configure Vim here real quick. Configuring Vim, so we're going to say cat into Etsy vimrc EOF let's say begin Etsy Vim RC. Okay, say set no compatible, set backspace equals 2. Okay, Control A, Control Tab. I'm going to say syntax on. Throw an if statement, say if, capsulate, n term is exactly equal to I term, double pipes, so that's actually saying or, n term equal to, capsulate, putty, say set background equals dark. Good. And if, and let's say double and Etsy Vim RC EOF. Good deal. Control A, Control Tab. I'm not going to run VimC options. If you need another language besides English, continue with that reading this part, these parts here, okay? But I'm not. We're doing okay. Okay, about debugging symbols, blah blah blah, stripping again. Alright, so here we go. We can strip now. Control A, Control Tab. Let's pop up. Let's get rid of Vim. Small up our sources here. Okay, Vim 73. Let's get rid of that. I wanted to list out LASH. Where is it? Is it bin list? ls. User bin ls maybe. Okay. I want to look at these. What do you call them? Because I linked to list, and it seems weird. I linked list to something. I don't know what that was all about. So that was a little strange. And come and knock on my door. Jeez. We'll say stripping again. Let's strip off. We can save 90 megabytes. Blah blah. It says before performing the stripping, take special care to ensure that none of the binaries are about to be stripped by running blah blah blah. Ensure whether or not blah blah blah. First, exit the ch root. That's what we'll do. So let's type in log out. Okay. We are not in the ch root environment. Then we have to re-enter it. So haha, Fuji. Let's type this in here. Let's say ch root. These are different ch roots, okay? Pathway is a little off. Not a little off, but they're different. So I'm going to type this in by hand here. I could edit the other one, but I don't want to. So we could say ch root $LFS tools bin env-i home. It's going to equal /root. Term is going to equal $term. PS1 var will equal escape U stop escape W escape $, and that's that. I say path equals bin bin stop user bin stop sbin stop user sbin. Okay, say new line, tools bin bash dash dash login. Okay, good deal. So Control A, Control Tab. Now it says binaries should be safely stripped. So what we'll do, so say tools bin find, tools bin find. Let's say comma user / bin lib sbin space type F new line. Check this out. Says tools bin find space, okay, / encapsulate comma user / bin lib sbin type F new line. Okay, exec tools bin strip dash debug encapsulate squigglies encapsulate semi. Alright, so you see file format not recognized, all that stuff like that, don't worry about that. Okay, the book says don't worry about that. It's okay. We're stripping off here, and we're just getting a little extra room, or optimizing our stuff. It says here a large number of files will be reported as having their file format not recognized. These warnings can be ignored. These warnings indicate that those files are scripts instead of binaries. Okay? Good deal. Good deal. Okay. This should not take much time. It just takes a couple seconds, actually. Well, more than a couple seconds, but I would talk about running my install by link and list and nothing. It's so late in the program. Say clear. Now it says, from now on, when entering the chroot environment after exiting, use the following modified chroot command. Okay? Okay. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to log out. Let's log out. Okay. Then we're going to log back in again. So we're going to say log in now with this variable lfs user bin env dash I new line home equals / root term is equals encapsulate $term ps1 is equal to encapsulate escape use stop escape w escape $space new line path is equal to bin stop user bin stop sbin stop user sbin. Okay, and we'll pop down to a new line. We'll say Control Tab, and we'll say bin bash login. Bin bash dash login. Okay. Notice that the tools directory is not in our path anymore. That's why we don't need it. You know what I mean? That's we're all done with that. So mounting and populate dev blah blah blah. A lot of this stuff here I'm gonna skip over. Okay, I'm only gonna do the essential things. Okay. So setting up the boot scripts. And the rest of this other stuff is preference based, okay? It's all about your preferences and how you want to set it up. but I'm just gonna get it up to where it will boot. Okay, it will boot. It's up to you if you want to do any extra reading here to get it to go. Cat Etsy persistent net rules. I can do that real quick. Let's say clear cat Etsy udev rules. The persistent net rules. That gives you your Ethernet cards, okay, and your devices that you have right now, right? So you can read about that. Control tab. Creating network interface files, config files. Okay. So I want to create a my Etho device, static IP, or my Ethernet, my Etho. Okay, so we'll say down here, we'll use Vi this time. Okay, and we'll say Vi Etsy sysconfig ifconfig dot eth etho. I don't remember seeing. I thought there was something else real quick about this, and I'm probably wrong. Let me check real quick. I think that was Modprod that I was supposed to do something else with. Well, Modprod's coming up, but I remember doing some things over there that were a little different, and I thought maybe I had skipped a step, but I hadn't. So let's go in here, and we'll say Vi this. Okay, we'll say bin, no bin bash, on boot equals yes. iFace equals etho service. It's going to equal IP version 4 dash static. Okay. IP is equal to, I want to set my IP to 192.168.1.120 is fine. Gateway is your router address. So if it's at 192.168.1.1, you're okay. Or you can change it to whatever your router address is. It doesn't even matter. You can have this, you can leave this blank or whatever like that, and your system will still boot, so it's okay. Just won't have Ethernet. Gateway sat prefix equals 24. That's for a basic router, okay. Broadcast equals 192.168.1.255. Okay, and that's good. So I say right, quit. Good. Control tab. Next, Etsy resolve. I have to create my Etsy resolve. So I'm gonna say Vi Etsy resolve dot config. Good. And I'm gonna say begin. I'm sorry about the highlighting here. This color is atrocious to look at. Matter of fact, I can do something about that. I can change this terminal color here. Sometimes it works, and sometimes the colors are light and sometimes the colors are dark, and I don't understand why, but that's okay. Let's change this to that color, see what happens. That's a little better. I can do better than that though. Let's change it to black. Good. Pops right out at us. Okay? So let's say begin Etsy resolve resolve.config. Okay, Control H tab, and this is kind of optional here, but I'm going to do it anyway. So we're going to say domain, my domain. I have a Belkin, I think. So let's call it Belkin name server. I don't have any name servers, but I'm going to say name server. I don't think this is right. 192.168.1.1. I don't think this is right at all. That's okay. It won't stop us from booting. We can fix this later if that's the case. etc/resolve.config. Okay, and right click. Control H, Control Tab. Okay, I think the other one might have been wrong. And you know what I'm gonna do? I got my 6.2 machine over here. I'm gonna fire this up, and I'll go back to the other script, because I don't want to really tell you something wrong. So, give a couple seconds for that thing to boot up, and I'm just gonna continue, and we'll jump back to that. Okay, so let's say Control A, Control Tab, went to cat into, what the hell was that? Something on the mouse. Maybe something's on my keyboard. Sure enough. There we go. That's what happens when you lay a keyboard face down. Okay, so let's say Etsy hosts. Let's not cat into it, let's vi it out. Vi Etsy hosts. Okay. Alright, so that's there so far. That's good. I'm gonna shore this up and say, put a begin in front of it. Begin. Etsy hosts. Okay. And I want to say end here. Okay, now you have a network card version and a non-network card version, right? So if you have an IP or you want an IP, throw your IP underneath of here. So you say 192.168.1.120. Okay? And if you don't have a network card, or you don't want to use a network card, then you can leave just the 127.0. You can leave that. You can just leave this line here. Okay? So I'm going to say right quit, clear, Control A, Control Tab. As you can tell in the book, that's what it says too. Okay. So now before we get too much farther, I'm going to go back up here and check out my Etsy Resolve and see what that says on my 6.2 machine. There's not much different as far as when it comes to that. So let me log in over here. Okay. Clear. And I want to say cat Etsy Resolve. Name server. Okay, I did it right. Okay, I did it wrong. I did it wrong. The IP is supposed to be the gateway. Okay? Alright, so let's go back up and fix that. We can say Etsy Resolve. That's my Etsy Resolve. Let's say Control A, Control Tab. Vi or Vim Etsy Resolve. Okay. No, I did it right. Yeah, I did it right. That's right. Okay, good deal. Control A, Control Tab. And let's say that's done, that's done. History, you guys can read all this stuff here. Only the essentials. Module loading. mod probe. Okay. Careful not to really leave anything out that will stop us from booting. udev scripts. Some useful readings. CD-ROM links, I'm not concerned about them. I'm not really going to set that up. Okay. Duplicate udev rules. That's for CD-ROMs. I'm not going to do that. Alright, so on to LFS boot scripts. So let's CD into sources. Clear. tar xvf LFS boot scripts. Clear. CD into LFS boot scripts. ls clear. Joy tool tab. It says installation of LFS boot scripts, so we just have to say make install. That's done. And checkfs, cleanfs, console, all those boot scripts are there. I would set a couple of these up. Because to talk about how they work and blah blah. Okay, you can read all that. I'm just going to jump right in it. I'm going to say vi etsy init tab. Okay, EOF. Very important. Make sure the syntax is correct. The machine will not boot. Say begin etsy init tab. Okay, ID 3. That's the run level. Init run level default. Okay, init default. That's the run level it hits. Say run level 4 is when you boot up your graphical, okay, your GUI. Run level 3 is when you have just a shell or whatever like that. Since we don't have any graphical or anything, so we can just run with it init default 3. And you can even just run with it init default 3 if you want to, because I like being back there. Init .d rc s big S. So we got si stop sys in it. Okay, etsy rc.d init.d rcs. Okay, new line. I'm going to say 10 stop wait stop etsy rc.d init.d rc. rco. Okay, cool. Control A, Control Tab. So now we got more of this stuff over here, but you know, with Vim you can copy. So I'm gonna hit Escape DD. Escape DD. What is going on, Captain? Escape DD. Why isn't that working? I don't know. Oh man, because I'm EOF in it. Dagnabbit. EOF. Yeah, I know it's not an input terminal. Alright, let's cheat. This is as much copy pasting as you're going to see since that boot script checker. Control A, escape. Okay? And I'm going to copy, start here, I'm going to copy this all the way over to here, because I don't want to type that out again. Enter. Okay? And now, I say clear, I'll say vi, etsy, init, tab. I think that's right, Control A, Control up. Etsy, init, tab, Control A, Control down. Okay. There's a swap file in place. Yes, I know this. Read only. How about quit, clear. Let me list etc and grep for that swap file. This etc init, or actually ls al sh etc. Let me grep for reach. What is it? Init. Let me grep for grep init. Alright, you see that init tab.swap? Alright, that's what's holding me up, so I'm gonna remove that. So init remove init tab, remove etc dot init tab dot swap. Okay, I should be able to do it right. So via etc init tab, input, and I want to say Control A, close bracket. As much copy paste as you'll ever see from me, besides the version checker. And a lot of people copy paste their code, and you know what they all do? They all cry and say, "Oh my God, how come it doesn't work? How come it doesn't work?" You wonder why. You know, I mean, there's. If you want to copy paste and go do something else, you should. Don't even spend a couple hours trying to do anything. If you want to copy paste, you might as well just not even attempt it, because you're defeating the whole purpose, which is learning how to what this stuff does. And copy pasting is not going to help you at all. Don't cheat. Learn something. So we'll say escape now, and I can copy out that and vi, and then if I say p, which would be 5, 6, I can do that. Control tab, pull that down. I just modify these. Okay. So you would say something like input 1. I would say 2. I would say 3, 4, 5. But I need one more of them, so I'm going to say escape. I'm going to copy out this last one and ditto that. And make that 16. 16. And it should be 16.6. 16.6. It's going to be RC 6. Okay. And I can change this to 5. And this one's going to be RC5. RC5. This one's going to be 4. Change this one over here to 4. These are all my run levels, okay? So 13.3, change that to 3. 12.2, 2, RC1, okay? And over here it says we have to say start 1, okay? And 10 is going to be, let me see, Control tab, see what 10 looks like. 10 was right. Okay. Good deal. Init.d, rc.d, they're all right. Good. Control tab, come down here. Let's write this just in case. For what? I don't know. Let's say I for input, insert CA equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Control Alt delete. Control Alt delete. Stop. No spaces. S-bin. Shut down. Time 1 AR right now. Check that. Control Alt delete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Control Alt delete. S-bin shut down. Time 1 AR right now. Okay. Let's say Sue stop. S0, that's a 0. Okay. 1, 6. So 1, 6. Say once sbin su login. Okay. Su S016 su once sbin su login. It's good. Okay. And I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop. Respawn. Respawn. Stop. sbin / a getty. Okay. Now this one here, I'm gonna temporarily do this. Say 1, and I'm gonna say 9600. Okay. Now I need 6 of these, and so I'm just going to say DD. Okay. Escape DD to enter into that mode. Then you copy it. Then you would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now I'll change each one of these individually. Now these are your TTY terminals. Okay. I normally like to run like with 9, but for this tutorial, I'm just going to go ahead and set it up with 6. That's the default. So back up into 1. Our first TTY says we have to say no clear. That's going to keep some boot up information to the screen. That's not going to erase it. Okay, so you can look at that and see what booted what didn't. It's kind of interesting. Okay. TTY1. Change this to 2. Change this to 3. And so on. 6. And go back over here and change these to that. 5, 4, 3, 2. Control H will tab, pull it down. Looks good. Looks good. Okay, Control H will tab. Alright, and let's neat this up a little bit. We'll take this down a line, and we'll say Control or Escape, right quit. That's done. Okay, Control H will tab. What else do we have to do? Changing run levels. You guys can read about all that. Start. You guys can read about all that. Create the Etsy sysconfig network. Okay, we have to do that. File and enter a hostname by running. Okay. Control H will tab. Cat Etsy sysconfig. There's no network in here. So I'm going to cat into it. I'm going to say network. Let's cat into it. Or I can just echo into it like it says, huh? Echo host name. You want this to be the host name of your computer? Okay, don't use LFS, use something else. I'm going to be called Douglas. Okay, echo that into Etsy sysconfig network. Good, good. Okay, that's the name that you're going to have when you boot up. Okay, like you'll see, it might say Douglas login or Jack's computer login. You know what I mean? Okay, that's when you first boot up. So if you leave that blank, it'll say LFS. Whatever, nothing. Okay, so you can read about that. Sysconfig the clock. Set the clock. So I'm gonna cat into Etsy sysconfig clock. I'm gonna cat into that EOF. Let's say begin Etsy sysconfig clock. Control to tab. And we need to say UTC. I can change this at any time. I'm just going to hit 1 now. I think 1's on or off, I'm not sure. I forget. Okay, set, let's add some comments in here. Set this to any option you might need to give to hardware clock, such as machine hardware clock type for alphas. That's alphas DEX, I guess. Sparks, no. Alphas machine architecture. Clock params. Clock params, I'm going to say blank. Okay, and say end at C sysconfig clock. Good. EOF. Good. That's another one down. Key map corrections. If you're not in the United States, you might want to do this, okay? But you have to read about that. If English is not your first language, then you might need to read about this and check this out and set up your console, okay? But if you understand English well enough, you can skip this, okay? And let's say we have to set up the sysconfig well, that's all done. We don't need to set that up. Man, syslog, don't need that. There's a new thing here, the rc.site file. You can read about that. I'm not going to deal with that. It's not vital. It's optional. Okay? But you can deal with that. Customizing boot and shutdown scripts. Not going to be dealing with any of those. Let's see, profile. Okay. Okay. Alright, so here we go with locales. I'm going to do this based on English, US. Okay. Okay. So if you're comfortable with that, go ahead. And if not, just insert your own stuff. So say lc all equals locale name. So I can say this here. I'm going to go English US, not Great Britain, and I'm going to use the 88591 locale, okay? So I'm going to say English underscore US dot ISO 88591. Okay, then I can say locale. Actually, it says in the book to, I think it says list them out. Yeah, locale all up top there. Okay, and you can do that and check out all your locales that you have, even if maybe we play with 2 less. Locale can only be, okay, can only be used in a function, so make sure you say locale. You can play with 2 less, okay, and you can check out your character or your locales, okay, set the locale that you need, right? But I am going to use it disappeared. lc underscore all equals locale name would be English for me, US dot ISO 88591, and I can inspect that locale char map. It's a good idea to make sure that all these are kind of okay. Okay, so we say locale language. Let's type in language here. Languages. There you go. If that's right, that's right. And the char map, which is that. And let's say here, the int currency symbol, okay, USD, and int prefix is 1. Okay, good. So Control A, Control Tab. Like I said, if you're not comfortable with the English locale, then you can go ahead and get one of your own. And let's say clear my cat into Etsy profile EOF. I'm gonna say space begin Etsy profile. Okay. Export lang equals US underscore, or I'm sorry, that's wrong. English underscore US dot. I think it's 8859. I think it's ISO dash. I'm not sure. So I got my other machine up here and running 6.2. That's not going to be any different. So I'm just going to cat that out. I always get this part wrong. Profile. Yeah. It's ISO. It was my char map. Okay, but I didn't know if I should string them all together or not, but no, I don't. So it's ISO dash 8859-1. That's my char map. Okay. So, and let's say end Etsy profile. Okay, EOF. Clear. And let's move on to the next one. Creating an Etsy input RC file. Yeah. Okay. It's gonna take a couple seconds, so let's get that out of the way. Vi Etsy input put RC. Okay, and we're gonna say start. No identifiers. I really don't know why I'm putting a start and end, but it looks like something maybe I should do. And I want to put something like modified by me. Say we'll add these comments, okay, so we know what's going on if we ever have to come back to them. Allow the command prompt to wrap to the next line. Okay, and say set horizontal. Set horizontal scroll mode off. Okay, and say enable 8-bit input. Set meta dash flag on. Okay, I'm gonna copy that because I'm lazy. Set meta flag on. Set input dash meta, say on. Okay, and let's say turns off 8th bit stripping. Control H will tab. And I think we still have something in the buffer, so let's dump that out. Set convert dash meta, change this to off. Okay, and let's say keep the 8th bit for display, and I'm going to say set bell style to none. I screwed that up. That's the next line. Okay, so let's say enter, get that out of the way. Keep 8 bit for display. Do I have anything in my buffer? Yes, I do. Let's say set output dash meta. Set output meta on. That's good. Okay, and here I can say something like, let me clear my buffer. And how you clear your buffer is, say you just copy a new line. Okay, that's all I do. Copy a blank line. Or you can, by deleting, you're still copying, right? So I just deleted, but I copied the delete into the buffer. So say none visible or audible. Okay. And we say all the following. Let's put that in. All of the following map the escape sequences of the value contained in the first argument to the read line specific functions. Okay, and let's say escape E, that's a 0 EOD. I'm lying to you. That is not a 0. Yeah, I'm lying to you. That's an O as an Oscar. Okay? Change that. Capital O as an Oscar. EOD. How do I know that? Look at on. Look at that. Okay? That's O as an Oscar. Okay? Control A, Control Tab, Control A, Control Tab. EOD. And let's say stop. We'll say backward dash word. Okay, now let's say escape DD. We'll copy that out. I'll say paste. How many do I got? 6 of them, I think. 3, 4, 5, 6. I think, but I'm not sure. I shouldn't have done that many, because they will change. Let's say C. Let's input a C here. Backward word. This is a forward word. Control A, Control Tab. Oh man, yeah, see, this way I screwed up. Backward word, forward word, that's it. So DD, DD. Okay, and let's say input. Let's say for Linux console. you know what? Nah, I'm not gonna do that. I was just gonna paste out what I had in my buffer, but I'm not gonna do that. Say 1 and home. Don't forget the tilde. That. And we're gonna say beginning of line. Okay, and DD, copy that out. I'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shouldn't have did that many because I don't need that many. I do need them, but I don't need them all to be the same. And we'll say end of line. Change this to beginning of history. And I think that's a 5. Yes. Okay. And let me DD paste. Let me get rid of these at the tail here. Let's copy and paste as I go. We have end of history now, I think. End of history. So on 6. Okay. Let's say paste. Oh man, I ain't got nothing in my buffer. Say DD paste. Let's say 6. 3 is delete char. So delete char. Is that 3? And paste. I don't have I don't have anything in my buffer again. So say DD paste. Delete char. 2 would be quoted insert. Quoted dash insert. Okay. Good deal. Okay, so 1, 4, 5, 6. 1, 4, 5, 6. Beginning of line. They all look good. Okay. And now let's say for X term. For X term, we're going to say escape E, O as an Oscar, H, and we're going to say beginning of line. Copy that, paste, say cut out with IF. I'm going to say end of line here. Okay. And let's say X term for console with a K. Control H will tab, pull this down. I need to say take this line out of here. Actually, I want to take this line out of here. DD paste. Okay, I'm gonna say open bracket. Okay, beginning of line, and this one here would be end of line. End of line. And let's say that. And we'll put a F here. Okay. Okay. Beginning of line, end of line, good. Alright. And that's the input RC. And Etsy input RC. Let me short up a little bit. Okay, and we can do one notch out of this one. That way it looks kind of nice. Okay. Now we never said a start Etsy input.rc. I don't know what the. It's not a script. Oh, okay. Control A. We'll just say begin Etsy input RC. Let's get rid of the start line. It's not really a script. So you'll say right quit. That's done. Control H will tab. Next, what's my time looking like? What's 60 minutes, about an hour in, I guess. It's about an hour long video. Alright, so we have a little bit more to go. Let's cut it off here at 8.2 with the F-stab, and we'll come back and we'll pick it up. We'll build the F-stab next. Alright, so peace out.